All set?
All set.
All right. All right, it's my pleasure to welcome Alex Cejka here into the Media Interview Center, four-time winner on the European Tour and the winner of the 2015 Puerto Rico Open. Alex, you've already won 2 senior majors this year, the Tradition and the Senior PGA Championship, both in May. What's your first year been like on the PGA Tour Champions?
It's better than I expected it, you know. I knew it's going to be tough. I was really looking forward to play out here for the last 2 years before I turned 50. And, you know, I had to Monday qualify in the beginning of this year for some tournaments. And then, you know, winning obviously the 2 big ones, it was a dream come true. That's what we practice for. That's what we want to achieve in our career, to win tournaments. And then, you know, to win 2 kind of back-to-back, it was something special.
Yeah, both in May, a tremendous start to the year for you. And then you decided to skip the Senior Players Championship. What was the reason for sitting that one out?
Well, I wasn't sitting out. I was playing, actually, but I went over to Germany because we had our German National Open. So I wasn't sitting on the couch and watching on TV, so I had to play my National German Championship. I haven't played. They canceled it last year. You know, I'm very patriotic, very proud to be German. So it's, you know, on part of the European Tour. So it was nice going home for a week. You know, to be honest, I was, you know, wanting to play in Ohio, but, you know, it's just, you know, it was nice to play once. I haven't been in Germany in a long, long time, and it's a great tournament, the BMW German Open, and, you know, I kind of wanted to play it.
But now we're back. You're back in the States here playing in the next major championship, the U.S. Senior Open. This will be your first U.S. Senior Open. Now, you played in 7 U.S. Opens, had a tie for 8th at Pebble Beach back in 2010. Based on what we've seen and heard thus far, do you expect the challenge of a U.S. Senior Open to be similar to what you faced in the U.S. Open?
Yes. You know, I played now yesterday 9 holes and actually more. Today I played the back 9, and it's like the real U.S. Open. I mean, the rough is up. The course is in great shape. It's a tough course already. Not only the heat and up and downs, it's a lot of great holes. It's narrow. The rough is brutal, so you got to really drive it well. Even around the greens, they're so tricky. I didn't really expect it to be as tough as I just found out the last 2 days. But it's a great challenge for us. You know, so many great players here from all over the world. And, you know, that's what a great championship should be. Tough. You know, there is a limit to tough and unfair. It's a fine line, but so far, the 2 rounds I played yesterday and today, it's really, really going to be tough to shoot around par.
Great. Doug, Stu, any questions from you guys?
Alex Stu Pospisil at the World Herald here. How has your life changed since winning the 2 majors?
The only thing that really changed is, you know, I can enter the tournaments and I can play. Nothing really is different now than it was 1.5 months ago. I'm still grinding, you know, like I used to. It didn't matter if it was the Corn Ferry Tour, the PGA Tour, some of the little tournaments, or if I got ready for the Monday qualifier for this tour. So that's the only thing that really changed, that I can now enter the tournaments I want to play. Obviously, it's my first year, so I really want to play a lot of tournaments to kind of get to know the courses. Because I know, like, Madison and Des Moines, they were 2 great courses for me. But because I played for the first time, I kind of didn't know my way around. And I have a feeling, you know, if I play next year, I'm going to do better. And it's about knowing the courses. So, you know, I'm going to play almost every tournament still in this season just to know the courses, and obviously trying to make a move up in the, in our rankings, in the Charles Schwab Cup.
Is there more security, though, that you don't have to worry about
Yes,
Monday qualifying
yes,
for quite a while?
yes. It's I tell you what, the Mondays, it's tough. It's not only time wise, but you gotta be there on Saturday or Sunday. You play a practice round, and you play against 30, 40 great guys. One round event trying to qualify. It's not always a guarantee. So I'm glad the pressure is off. Also, even pressure when I play a regular tournament and I'm not doing well, and you finish 40th, 50th, it happens. It's, as you said, the pressure is a little bit gone because I have my status for the next couple of years. So in that matter, it's the pressure is better.
Doug?
Alex Doug Duda, ESPN Radio here in Nebraska. Is there something that is different about your game that propelled you into these 2 wins and getting you ready for the senior tour?
Yeah, I tell you what was great last month, or actually the last 2 months, my driving was phenomenal. I hit a lot of drives, and I hit them long and straight, and that was the key while I did so well. I'm fading a little bit. My driving statistic is now I'm spraying a little bit the last couple tournaments, so it's been a little bit tough. But the 2 majors, I just drove it well. My game was there, and that takes a lot of pressure off you when you know your drive is coming. Obviously, we played a little bit different golf courses compared to like this week. The rough wasn't as severe as bad, but that was the key. I must say I putted well and I drove it well. So that was the only reason I want to say when I look back that I had such success in those 2 majors. Again, the last couple of weeks, I'm not been driving it well, and it makes the game way more difficult, I'm telling you. And especially on a course like this where if you hit it in the rough, it's a 100-yard, 150-yard heck out with a 9-iron, so it makes a big difference here.
Did anyone welcome you to the tour being a European player? Is there someone you've relied on here in the first few months of the senior tour?
I tell you what, it didn't matter if it was an international player or locals. I know all those boys from, obviously playing the PGA Tour for 20 years. I know all those guys from the big tour. So I had a really great welcome. Everybody come up and say, finally, oh, you're 50, you're gonna love it. It's so great here. And the welcome I got the first couple of weeks, especially the first tournament, I qualified in Tucson, my first one, my debut. I want to say every player came out or when they saw me on the range, was like, welcome, and you're going to have a great time. And it was really welcoming, really, really nice to see.
Tell us the story of your RV. You've got the best parking spot in the tournament, don't you, here?
Yeah, I'm sandwiched in between other buses right now, but yes, we've been RVing now for about, I think, 4 or 5 years. It's been great. I don't use it for like every tournament, but I want to say 80-90% to a lot of the tournaments. I love it. Luckily my wife likes it too, and that's a big factor. If you have your spouse kind of liking the same lifestyle. Obviously, as I say, we don't do it every week, but it's great, especially here, being literally right in the parking lot, 50 yards from the driving range and the pitching green. I should have no excuses after the end of the week,
Are there other advantages to that? Rather
Yes, I
than
mean,
hotels?
yes, I like it, especially now, the last 1.5 years, it's people have tough times in hotels, and so you can't have service. It's tough, you want to be a little bit careful, but you sleep in your own bed, you have the stuff you need always with you. It's just you have your own fridge, you have your own couch, TV, whatever you want. So it's pleasant. It's not for everybody, but we love it. And the guys I talk to who either had or still have those buses, they still love it, and it's a great way to get around right now to those tournaments.
One more, I'm always curious. We'll have the British Open coming up. Those that travel to to Europe, Europe that travels over here. You just were home. Are you used to the adjustment as far as time zones, getting your body ready, or how long does that take?
Well, I'll tell you, the time zone change wasn't as bad this time like last week when 10 days ago when I went to Germany. I was, and I know it was Germany, we're a little bit strict. It was not easy with the restrictions we had because it was Germany, it was Bavaria. I heard so many stories from my family, from my friends, how bad it was. Strict, not bad. And when I got there, it was a nightmare. We here in America, it's different. Like COVID never existed. You know, everybody's vaccinated. Nobody wears a mask. No really restrictions. We had a really a tough bubble during the tournament. You could only go to the hotel and to the golf course, nothing else. You had shuttles. You were not allowed to go to the gas station and buy a pack of gums or nothing. You know, they had 2 restaurants, you know, but the caddies and the players had to stay in the same hotel. 2 little restaurants. It was tough to get food, you know, because it was everything was so small. So it was really a big shock after coming what we have here. You know, England's going to be probably not much better right now, what it looks like, but, you know, things change day-to-day basis. But it was really challenging. I tell you this, compare what we have right now here. But I'm really looking forward to it. I'm definitely going over. When I was in Germany, I was thinking about, you know, in 3 weeks, if I'm going to do Sunningdale. I had a little bit doubt, but, you know, after being here, you can't say no to a major. It's just, I don't care, you know, unless you have a broken leg, you should just play. So it's going to be challenging, but it's going to be challenging for everybody, you know.
Alex, you've played Augusta, you've played Wakanda, and here. What are the hilliest courses you've ever had to walk?
I tell you what, this is one of it. I think Reno, the little tournament we used to have, not this year in the Reno, I think it's in Truckee, the older version in Montreux, I think. That was a hilly course in hot weather, plus it's 7,000 or 6,000 feet elevation. I think that, or 7,000 almost. It's like incredible. So that, I think, is the toughest walk. Obviously, with the weather the last couple of days, like yesterday was in the 90s, it's really tough. Especially, you know, like last week, I rode in a cart on a flat golf course in upstate New York. Maybe not a great preparation for coming here on a hilly course like this. So I feel it in my legs yesterday and today, to be honest. And with the heat, this hilly course, it's tricky.
Alex, Olympics coming up. You competed in the 2016 Olympics for Germany, finished tied for 21st. What was that experience like? And have you talked to the 2 guys who have now qualified this year for Germany, Maximilian Kiefer or Hurley Long?
Yes, I tell you, the Olympics was my favorite sporting event I've ever witnessed. Not only from our perspective, from our event playing, but as an athlete, you can basically see every sporting event. So we went to see a lot of other disciplines, and with our credential, you were literally close by or right there. Even in the dining hall, you sit next to Michael Phelps and stars you normally see on TVs. You have the best athletes from all over the world. It was great to see everybody close up, warming up, seeing them in competition. You know, and our golf course was great as well. I was very proud to represent my country in the Olympics. I wanted to do it, you know, this year too, but then, you know, I knew I'm just too old. So what I offered Stefan Jäger, he was a long time on the list, and I offered him, I want to go back and I want to caddy for you. So that was our arrangement. I was going to go over and caddy for Stefan Jäger, but unfortunately he pulled out. We talked 2 weeks ago, he pulled out because he's leading the Corn Ferry rankings, and he wants to finish #1. So he gave the position, he canceled, and he gave the position to Maximilian Kiefer, who is a great player on the European Tour, a great friend of mine too. We talked 2 weeks ago in Munich about it. I told him he's going to have a great time, although it's going to be for sure different than it was in Rio with COVID, obviously. But he's looking forward to it, and Long as well. I mean, I know his dad for 30 years now. He's a great young player. And I think the boys are going to have fun. I'm a little bit disappointed that I'm not on the bag for Stefan Jäger, because I really wanted to go back and be part of the Olympic village, Olympic team, whatever you want to call it.
Any other questions for Alex? All right, Alex, thanks so much.
Thank you.